Then, suddenly, Yevgeny leapt onto the bed, using the mattress as a springboard to launch himself higher. Mid-air, he swung the knife downward, aiming for Cheyenne. But Cheyenne was ready. He caught Yevgeny's wrist with the remaining piece of the tie, twisted it, and with a sharp motion, flung him aside. Yevgeny landed on his feet, teeth clenched. "What's wrong with you?" he snapped. "Are you going easy on me?" He charged again, shouting, "Fight me seriously." Cheyenne stepped aside effortlessly and disarmed him with a flick of the wrist. Holding one of the knives, he replied evenly, "All right, you asked for it." Yevgeny's eyes widened in shock. Cheyenne had taken the blade so easily. But he wasn't done. He hurled the second knife, not at Cheyenne, but toward the sleeping woman. Cheyenne's expression changed. In a heartbeat, he dashed forward, swinging his arm. Clang, the knife flew off course, clattering to the ground. In the same motion, Cheyenne swept Yevgeny's legs out from under him. The boy started to fall, but Cheyenne caught him by the collar. "Quiet!" Cheyenne ordered, still holding him. His voice was firm but not unkind. "Get up. We're just getting started." Yevgeny looked up, eyes wide, his breath caught. "Is this the Cheyenne from the dead mansion?" he thought. Still stunned, he didn't move. "Get up," Cheyenne repeated. "Your moves are too predictable." But before Yevgeny could respond, something struck Cheyenne hard on the head. Whack! He winced and closed his eyes. A rolled-up notebook had hit him. It was Huang's mother, standing behind them, arms crossed, frowning. "What do you two think you're doing?" Cheyenne quickly let go of Yevgeny. "It's not what it looks like," he blurted. She repeated his words, unamused. "Not what it looks like. Really?" While their attention was diverted, Yevgeny quietly picked up the knife again. "This is my chance," he thought. Anticipating his next move, Cheyenne stepped in firmly, placing a steady hand on Eugene's shoulders and fixing him with a calm but authoritative gaze. "Enough," he said with a quiet sternness. Then, with a disarming smile, he closed his eyes and added, "We're not fighting. This is just our morning exercise." Eugene quickly picked up on the shift. Spinning the knife smoothly between his fingers, he nodded. "Yeah, just a toy," he said, grinning. But as he looked at Cheyenne's relaxed, confident expression, his smile faltered. He realized the truth: he couldn't win. Not like this. Not in front of him. "I don't have the resolve. Not enough to kill that woman in front of him," he admitted silently. Frustrated, Eugene frowned and lowered the knife slightly. Meanwhile, the woman, still observing them, tilted her head. "Cheyenne, are you seriously not making fun of him?" Laughing, Cheyenne scratched the back of his head. "Of course not. Just playing around." Yevgeny, however, remained deep in thought, quickly running through alternatives. "A direct attack won't work," he concluded. Suddenly, the woman leaned closer to him, catching his attention. "Don't tease your brother so much," she said gently. "You're part of the family now." Yevgeny's eyes widened. His lips parted slightly in astonishment. He lowered his head, stunned by her words. "Family again?" he thought. He repeated her words softly. "Part of the family?" The woman smiled warmly and placed a hand on his head, her voice full of kindness. "Of course. We eat together, sleep under the same roof. That makes us practically family, doesn't it?" He stayed still, eyes downcast, overwhelmed. Cheyenne watched silently, his gaze sharp but unreadable. Just then, the doorbell rang. The woman stood, startled. Who could that be this early? She walked out into the hallway and opened the door, calling out, "Hello? Who's there?" A young woman bowed politely in greeting. "Good morning. I'm sorry to bother you so early." She raised her head. "My name is Mari. I'm Yevgeny's older sister." She smiled politely. "I assume he caused you some trouble last night. I've come to pick him up properly." The woman blinked in surprise, still taking her in, when Cheyenne stepped forward. "Who is it?" he asked casually. "She says her name is Mari," the woman replied. "Yevgeny's sister. I think she's here for him." Cheyenne raised a brow, curious. "Really? Yevgeny has an older sister. Stepping out into the hallway, he eyed her with interest. So what brings you here, exactly? Mari smiled faintly. It should be obvious. I'm here to take him back. We agreed to ensure his safety. Cheyenne's smile faded. Leaning in closer, he spoke quietly near her ear. Then tell me, who tried to kill the boy? Mari's expression remained pleasant, but she placed a hand near her mouth and whispered, Please don't misunderstand. It was a one-sided order from Rachel. Then, glancing toward Yevgeny, she asked carefully, Is it true that he took you? Cheyenne didn't answer right away. He met her gaze evenly. If that's the case, he said at last, why don't you put the knife away first? Mari blinked, then smiled again, soft and practiced. She clasped her hands in front of her and tilted her head. Mari tilted her head slightly, a small smirk playing on her lips. You're quick on the uptake, Cheyenne, she said. If you cooperate, nothing bad will happen. Cheyenne feigned a fearful expression. And if I don't? Before Mari could answer, Yevgeny suddenly dashed toward her. Sis, he called out cheerfully. Why were you so late? Squatting down, Mari opened her arms and hugged him tightly. I'm just glad to see you again, she said warmly. Cheyenne, watching the reunion, commented dryly, They're getting along well. The woman beside him nodded in agreement, smiling at the sight. In a quieter voice, Mari spoke to Yevgeny. You failed, unfortunately. I think the director is very disappointed. Yevgeny's eyes widened. Failed? Mari gave a faint nod. At this point, they might actually throw us out. The woman, unaware of the tension in their hushed exchange, commented brightly, Marie and Yevgeny. Such beautiful names. Cheyenne turned to Yevgeny, giving him a serious look to draw his attention, but Yevgeny stayed locked in thought. Then he turned to Mari. What are you talking about? He asked flatly. You ruined everything. Mari blinked. Ruined? Pulling back from her embrace, Yevgeny scowled. You amateur. I was waiting for the right moment to win this family over. Mari stared at him, eyes widening. You're just making excuses. I'm not, Yevgeny snapped. You don't understand. My plan wasn't that simple. He pointed at Cheyenne. That man is the legendary Cheyenne from the Dead Mansion. Cheyenne, meanwhile, addressed the woman politely. You should go to your room for now. She shook her head. I can't. I need to talk to Yevgeny. Yevgeny kept going. That guy's ugly, dumb, and looks like a monkey, but somehow he's really strong. Mari squinted at Cheyenne, studying him closely. Actually, that description fits, she said with a small nod. Cheyenne sighed. Both of you come inside. We need to talk. Then, glancing at Yevgeny, he added, And you owe someone an apology. Mari bowed her head slightly. Fine. I ruined the plan. Yevgeny gave her an annoyed look, but Mari only smiled and held out her hand. Don't worry. A new plan is already in motion. She turned to him and said brightly, That's why we should go now. Taking her hand, Yevgeny nodded in agreement. As they began to leave, Mari raised her voice. We'll be heading out now. The woman looked disappointed. Already? Waving goodbye, Mari turned to Cheyenne. See you next time. Yevgeny glanced back at the woman. Let's go. But just as they stepped outside, the woman rushed to the door, calling after him. Yevgeny. He turned, startled. She smiled warmly. Come again sometime. Okay? I'll make you that omelet you like. For a moment, Yevgeny stared at her in shock. Then, looking away, a small smile crept onto his face. Okay. Cheyenne stepped into the hallway, arms crossed, leaning against the wall. The woman looked at him and smiled. Play with him again next time, will you? We'll make something tasty for you, too. Cheyenne nodded. I promise. I'll bring him. Later at school. In the principal's office, a teacher was speaking quietly. I'm sorry it took so long to inform you, he said, dabbing sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief. We had to consult the school's anti-violence committee and determine the appropriate punishment. He opened a folder. The guilty party's parents have promised compensation. The students involved will be suspended. Huang's mother gave a small nod. I understand. The principal continued. The list of the culprits is here. Would you like to see it? He handed her the folder. As she scanned the page, her eyes suddenly widened. She froze, then grabbed a photo. Why is that person on this list? The principal blinked in confusion. Who? And that's where our video ends. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and leave a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're updated on our next content. Until the next video, take care always.